The latest transfer stories from La Liga with La Liga TV presenter Semra Hunter, who joins us now. Always good to see you, Semra. And we're going to start with Antonio Rudiger. Several European teams are looking at signing him on a pre-contract deal because he's out of contract in the summer. Now, Real Madrid and Barcelona, they're keen on him. If it came down to the two, what would his most likely destination be?
Well, if the winds of change brought him to Spain, I think Real Madrid would probably be the better fit of the two. And I think it's probably where he'd be more interested in going, given the fact that he won the Champions League with Chelsea. And no doubt he'd want to go to another club where he could really compete for winning the Champions League again. And let's face it, right now, the only club that really is able to vie for the Champions League in Spain is Real Madrid. So there has been reportedly a bit of interest, in particular because he is out of contract at the end of the 6 months, as you already pointed out. Real Madrid were kind of dabbling with the idea of maybe bringing him in, thinking that it could be possibly a good deal to make now. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's necessarily going to happen, at least not now. One of the reasons being that we all know that Real Madrid are ready to break the piggy bank in the summer to bring Kylian Mbappe. He's been an obsession for Madridistas, for the Spanish press, and also for Florentino Perez for a long time. So I think that's the number one priority. And if they can also swing Haaland to come to the club too, he would be priority number two. The other thing is they ended up bringing in some reinforcements this past summer with David Alaba in central defence. Militao is now in that central defensive pairing alongside him. There was a lot of talk about how they would fare after both Ramos and Varane, two central pillars, left the club. And the truth is, they've been marvellous. They've been excellent. And I think Ancelotti is very, very pleased with the central defensive pairing that he has. And I don't think he's necessarily looking to reinforce that position. So if Rudiger did come, he would have quite some stiff competition on his hands. And I'm not sure that's something that he's necessarily looking to have. So he might end up working out a deal with Chelsea and staying put at the end of things. But obviously, understandable the interest, as he's one of the best central defenders around.
Hi, Semra. Now, another player being linked with a move to Spain is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Reportedly, Barcelona are interested, but this is where I can't get my head around it because we've seen, haven't we, how Barcelona's finances, negative finances, have been so well publicised. How on earth are they able to afford a deal for Aubameyang? Make it make sense.
For him or for anyone else, right, Jessica? It's a name that's come up time and time again throughout the years. But in Spain, curiously enough, it's not a name that really has picked up a lot of steam, at least in the last few days. It's a good point that you raise about the finances. Barcelona have secured a 600 million euro loan deal with Goldman Sachs, so they do have money in the bank. The bigger problem is the salary cap, the wage bill. That is really the priority for them, number one, because they need to either, in a nutshell, because this is an incredibly complex situation that they have on their hands. But at the end of the day, they need to meet the financial fair play requirements that is established season on season by La Liga. Right now, for this season, they can only spend about 97.7 million euros. So what does that mean? They need to either sell players, or in the case of Umtiti, which we can talk about, they ended up extending his contract as a way to make room to then register the likes of Ferran Torres, which is something that they weren't able to do until today. So is there going to be money to bring someone like Aubameyang? Yes, they could make the signing. Would they have money to register him, however, is a completely different scenario altogether. So if they were to bring him, maybe they wouldn't be able to register him until the summer. So I don't think it's necessarily likely that would be a signing they'll go after. They actually seem to be much more keen on someone like Alvaro Morata, someone else we can talk about as well too. But for now, their number one priority was trying to balance the books, register Ferran Torres, and they were finally able to do that today.
And for now, I want to ask you about Atletico Madrid as well. Of course, Kieran Trippier has left. We are reporting that the club are interested in signing Cedric Suarez on loan from Arsenal. Would that be a good fit for Diego Simeone?
I think on paper, it could be, considering what he could bring to the side. Diego Simeone likes a full-back who can also play as a wing-back, someone who can get forward, who can whip in crosses, who can offer up service and attack. And I think Suarez is someone who could do that. He's fairly versatile. He can play on both flanks. He's a right-footed right-back, which is also something that Diego Simeone would like to have. And he has experience. I think he has 34 caps with Portugal. He's played with a lot of top clubs. He has experience in the Premier League. So it could be a good fit for them. The only question is the money, the finances. Atletico Madrid are not necessarily keen on splashing the cash right now. That's something they would rather do in the summer. You have to remember they bought back Antoine Griezmann and Rodrigo de Paul as well, so they spent quite a lot of money in the summer. So I think they're more interested in trying to make a loan deal happen for now that could then potentially turn into a sale, or to a purchase rather, or rather wait to sign somebody in the summer. But I do think he could be a good fit. He obviously has fallen out of favour with Arteta, hasn't really had much minutes with Arsenal so far this season. It could be a way to sort of kickstart his career once again. And certainly, I think he would get a lot of playing time, as Simeone does need somebody in that position. He has some players in the squad he could use, but it could be a good reinforcement, no doubt.
Excellent as ever, Semra. Thank you.
Thank you.